Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into Married to Medicine. This is my last review. Let's go. So they got the Panther before he got to Greg, right? I think this is production right here. I'm sure. Check trying to get them together. I don't know why Quad is over there. I think that's Tisha. I don't know why she's over there talking to Tisha. I don't know if they having some words. I'm not sure. But Eugene and Cecil are over there with her and Quad. Once Quad had got back over to the Panther, he let her know that Greg had told her to shut the you know what up. Now, Quad said she didn't know that, and he shouldn't be saying that to her, right? And he went on to tell Quad that I told him don't talk to you, and you can say whatever you want to say to him. And I'm sure he's just being upset right now. He's just, adrenaline is pumping, because I know he doesn't want to hear that. But that's what he told Quad. So we have Mimi's husband, the psychologist with the Ernie and Bert shirt on, and Cecil over here talking to Greg. It did not take them long to get Greg away from this tussle. It did not take them long at all. Because Greg's life probably flashed in front of his eyes because King was not playing. So if you just look at Greg, you know Greg didn't want that. He's embarrassed. He's very embarrassed. I think Toya is over here doing the most passive-aggressive thing you could ever do. It was the walkover for me. Now, I'm not going to take nothing from her because that walkover was like, what y'all over here doing? Because they had wrapped around Sweet Tea. They were praying for her. Phaedra was speaking in tongues. I don't know if I don't even realize it was that serious. You know what I'm saying? But Mimi right here in the green bathing suit was saying, don't let anybody come for your marriage. So they were praying for her. Contessa had came, wrapped around her and all this, but this is the most passive-aggressive thing ever. Like, she was just standing there watching them. I just didn't like that. That just didn't sit right with me. Like, why even come over there? So these three biddies over here are looking on as Sweet Tea is being prayed over. And it was like, are they speaking in tongues? And the rule about speaking in tongues, and ain't nobody there to know what Phaedra is talking about. But they all probably need to be over there and get a little Jesus. Because these three, oh my God, this is it for me, y'all. So Simone and Dr. Damon's wife sits down and speaks with Shireen and Apollo. And Dr. Damon's wife is, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's a lie. Even if Phaedra wasn't going to have someone with her, she knew Phaedra was going to be there, and inviting Apollo would be a little something. And why would Apollo come on a boat ride trip to Florida without his wife? She wouldn't let Dr. Damon go nowhere without her. So she's a liar. But it's Apollo sitting up here for me, talking about if it had been anybody else, I would have been okay, but Shek is a problem. Now, he did say him and Shek are friends, and they did go to the strip club after everything was over. But Shireen is like, yeah, if it was somebody else, girl, I would get up. There's no way I'm going to sit here and listen to my husband have a full conversation about his ex-wife with a little bothersome in his throat. You understand what I'm saying? I forgot about this part. After everyone went to their neutral corners, Sweet Tea came and said, it's time for us to go. And they left the trip. Do you think that was the right thing to do? I kind of think that was the right thing to do. So as Shek and Phaedra are packing up to get ready to go, Jackie comes in and Phaedra asks him to leave so they could speak. And I talked about this, Jackie saying, stay so you can let the ladies know how they've made you feel and how they can fix it and support you. Well, she could start with you, Jackie, because you parted at 3. You knew that he was coming. You already knew that. And in your confessional, you said, I knew that Phaedra would be upset, but I didn't think she would leave. Right? Jackie, you're the problem. You are the silent problem. So Greg has gotten home, him and Sweet Tea. He is butthurt. His ego is probably more beat up than that flip that King was going to give him, right? So he's saying that it was embarrassing. It could have ended bad. And he's just glad that he's back at home. And as he was talking about how bad it could have been, Sweet Tea was like, it wasn't going to be that bad. Like, I was there. I was not going to let King beat you up, honey. I love you. You're my husband. There's no way I would have let Big King beat you up. Big, young, virile King. So now Greg is in his feelings. How do you know? Do you know him? What are you going to do? You're a woman. Blah, blah, blah. So now his feelings are hurt. He's called her naive. He's spoken down to her. And let me say this. I don't like it. I don't like it because I know for sure, and I love T, but I know for sure that this is not the first time he's spoken to her like this. He's spoken to her like this, not as aggressive. When she was cooking something one time, he said something real crazy. And it was another time. But this right here was too much for me. He didn't call her naive. And then he got up and said, we can end this right here. So then she's like, first of all, don't do that. Be quiet. Stop talking to me like that. And I have an opinion. Like, I can say my opinion. Nothing was going to happen. I was not going to let King beat you up. But it was when they went upstairs for me, right? The way he talked to her, the way he called her naive, the way he said that what she was saying is stupid. She kept telling him to be quiet because she knew that they were mic'd up. She kept telling him to be quiet and he would not be quiet. And it was just horrible. And let me say this, because she didn't put up like a live where we are now and things like that. She may not be going anywhere, but nobody, and I mean nobody, deserves to be talked to like that in private or in public. And I think Quad played the scene where Sweet Tea and Dr. Damon's wife was talking, and she said Quad is right about something, how he gets upset and how he talks to people. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool. I'm not going to tell nobody to leave their marriage, but at the same time, nobody deserves this either. So my prayers are with Sweet Tea, and whatever she decides to do with this show, that's just what she decides to do. But it's a lot. It's your girl, Millie Chun. I have one more thing to talk about. Hold on. So, Dr. Damon's wife said something that was very disparaging, right? And for that community, a lot of people were upset. Some people were like, oh, she was talking about men and women's business. She had two different conversations in there, but it is what it is. But I said she was going to come out, make this little ridiculous apology, and she did. And it was really ridiculous. And a lot of people were saying, what does Carlos King think? And what does Funky Dineva think? Let's see what Funky thinks. So this was his post. Do y'all now see why I say I don't fool with fish too heavy? And he explained it. So this is what Funky Dineva had to say, right? He said what Dr. Damon's wife said is how most people feel. And he's been getting text messages all night. So he's going to tell us what he thinks. And here it is. He said he has learned how to navigate in this world being considered less than a man. He said since the 3rd grade, he has no real reaction. It's another day at the office. Unfortunately, especially in the Black community, this is a shared thought by the majority. He said, I can't upset my makeup and disturb my tears being upset about a belief that won't change in this lifetime. Or I can keep scrolling through the Uber Eats. Uber Eats it is. And then lastly, his official thoughts. He said, so y'all can stop asking and tagging him. Yes, I will still be her friend the same way I'm friends with the rest of you all and your closeted beliefs about gay men. This is par for the course. So that's how he feels. How do you feel about that? Because if that's how he feels, like, you can't blame him if he's accepted it, if he's living that life and he's still her friend, because what, is he not going to be friends with, he feels like half of the people in the world say that? Tell me what you think about it. It's your girl, Millie Chun. I'll talk to you later. Bye.